in welcoming you all to the second day of our faculty development program. The keynote speaker of today's session is Professor Dilip Bharat, Professor and Head, Department of English, MKBU University, Gujarat. Before reading the bio note of our professor, I need to mention this here. Professor is such a humble soul to accept our invitation. In fact, I came to know about our professor through one of my Facebook friends, Dr. Xavier Pradeep Singh. And I explored Sir's website, YouTube channel, and FB feeds. I was really impressed and wanted to use his expertise in our program too. I messaged Sir and he accepted our invitation readily, which is really a fortunate to our program. Thank you, sir, for your generous acceptance to this program. With this note, I would like to read the highlights of our professor's profile. At present, he is teaching English literature and language to the postgraduate students of MKBU University. He has 24 years of teaching experience to students belonging to various faculties like commerce, management, computers, humanities, and social sciences. Sir's area of interest are computer-aided language learning, innovative use of ICT in teaching English literary theories. He has conducted workshops on the use of web tools for teachers in national as well as international conferences. On the whole, 700 teacher participants and scholars have been benefited by Sir's workshop. He has penned books and articles on Thomas Hardy, Kamala Das, modern communication, and web tools for English teaching. Recently, Professor has completed an e-content development project funded by the Ministry of HRD, Government of India. The short video lectures developed under this project are uploaded on his YouTube. He has completed a UGC research project on technology and teaching English language and literature, a blended learning. He has successfully completed online courses from the University of Oregon, USA. He has completed several MOOCs on Coursera. He acted as Dean and Chairman in various governing bodies. So it is going to be a real feast for the aspiring teacher participants of our program. We are awaiting to be enriched by your insightful session, sir. It is over to you now, sir.
Hey, thank you very much, Dr. Ajanta Parthasarathy. Yeah. And thanks to our friend, also Mr. Xavier Pradeep Singh, for introducing us. Let me start with the survey which I shared last night, and many of you have also responded in that survey. So before we go into this, our topic of understanding hypertext, or where are we trying to locate hypertext, or in which context are we trying to see from context to hypertext for the digital natives. As a teacher, we all should have our own definitions of all these terms, that how in what capacity we are seeing the context of hypertext, digital natives, and all the relevant terms. But before we go into that, as a kind of a icebreaker, let us try to see what responses we have received from all the participants. Let me share the screen to see our response. Yes, so this survey on networked teacher, it was based on by and large the research write-up from Mr. Burbard Bull, from his research writer, and this was the basic parameter of looking at a teaching network or the teacher of the 21st century. And we have to keep in mind that when we were thinking of this networking, it was pre-COVID time, pre-corona time, we were looking at these things. And we thought that if a teacher is taking a self-test on these parameters and is able to score him reasonably well, then that teacher can consider himself, herself as good enough for 21st century pedagogy, or the pedagogy for the hypertext. In today's term, we can call it pedagogy for the hypertext. But many things have changed after Corona times, and we have started exploring the digital platform in a much different way nowadays. But still, But still, this particular test, which is of a pre-COVID time, still fails many of us. It is still very valid, very significant, very important. It is expected that the COVID time has taught us a very good lesson in a hard way, at least to those teachers who were not very good with technology. To all of them, it was a very tough lesson that Corona has taught. But still, with all those things, we are still seeing that many of us are not able to pass this test of whether I am a network teacher or not. Well, let us see what is the status of this group of teachers, which we are here together. So where do we stand together? Let us see that. So we are not going into the gender or age group kind of a thing. We have maximum from 41, 45. So fine, the age group is okay with all the teachers of diversified group we are finding, from the very young to the middle age teachers are there. Well, gender wise, female are almost 70%. That is quite alarming. People do see that in higher education there are lesser number of women teachers. When it comes to universities, the number decreases a lot there. But at least in this group, we have a very interesting gender dynamics. 70% of female is there. So we'll find state-wise, if we look, we have maximum from Tamil Nadu, then but many states, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Chandigarh, Pondicherry, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Jammu and Kashmir, Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Nagaland. So we can say the length and breadth of the India is covered in this. I think we are around more than 100 participants, around 100, I think 90 or so participants are there registered, and 37 of you have responded. So reasonably, this is a very good number. Online, you know that online remote connection is very tough. Communicating with our students also was very tough for all of us. In any of the programs that we organize in an online mode, we have faced that the engagement of participants, be it teachers or students, it is very low. It is hardly 10-20%. Whereas here we have around 40%, around 40% of participation we have received, and that is very satisfactory number. Normally, whenever I conduct any of these webinars or remotely conducting workshops or faculty development programs, I do share something in advance with the participants, and then we analyze that how are we dealing with the emails that we receive. And this is one of the best responses I have ever received. In last 18 months, we are doing all these things. This is a very good. So the group is, I would say, quite active in this FDP. So a good number, and that is from the variety of states people have joined this group. Well, this charts we are not looking right now. We know that everybody is taking online courses now, so we get obviously high number for online courses. All of them, almost 100% teachers have dealt online in one or the another way. Either it can be blended, flipped, pre-recorded video sharing, just content sharing, not coming in synchronous mode, but asynchronous live teaching. But we all have now done some form of online teaching. Let me move on to some interesting graphics that we want to see here to locate ourselves in the pedagogy of hypertext. Fine. I'm just skipping this part also, which again is a very interesting data, but we want to also speak something other significant. So I'm skipping this part right now here. Well, here, let us come to this question that do you have your own blog or not? And now this is still very surprising to see that teachers still don't have their blogs. So 85% of the respondents that we are here, they have said that they don't have a blog. Only 5 of you told that you have a blog, that is less than 15%. And when we are asking for the blog link, we are getting only 2 links only. So we can say that even out of 5, only 2 are able to give the blog links. Only two teachers in this group have the blog. So that is a problem area that when we think of hypertext and pedagogy, blog or having blog or digital presence is something very significant. Well, but that is the status here. Then do you have your own website? And one number more we got in website than in the blog. That is good. It is good that you have a website, but 80%, more than 80% don't have a website. 6 of you have your website. And when I was looking through the links, one of the participants have given a LinkedIn link. Now that we can't consider as a website proper. Yeah? You can have a social media profile, and you might be using social media platform also for teaching learning process, but still we can't consider it as a proper website. One of the participants gave email ID instead of website. Maybe I think there might be a copy paste problem. Earlier, perhaps the email ID was copied, and perhaps second time website was not copied. So the same email ID might have been pasted here. 2 of you have given A.S. Nandane. Yeah, so that website I was not able to open. This I tried to check, but I was not able to open this website. And then etail.org is an organizational kind of a website there. So, well, when it comes to the personal website, then again we say that perhaps nobody has a personal website. Let us say on your name, your first name, last name, .com, .in, or anyway, where your own space, which is independent from your institute also. Your institutional website also is fine if you have a space and you are regularly updating, no problem. But still, having personal website is something very necessary there. But right now we can say perhaps nobody has a website, though 6 of you tick mark yes, but from the links given, let us conclude for a while. In between, if you have something, you can put it in the chat, or you can come in between and you can share your viewpoints also. Okay, then YouTube sharing channel. This was a good number. 21% now have their YouTube channel, and that is a good sign. I think this is the tremendous effect of Corona. Without Corona, perhaps rarely people would have thought of having a YouTube channel, but this is good sign. And many of your website channels are working also. I have seen a couple of channels, and there are very interesting videos also. Academic videos are there. Many teachers have their own non-academic videos only. So non-academic videos only they normally share. But this time we have seen that academic videos are uploaded on the website here. Okay, so that is one important aspect that is good to see. Many of you have a YouTube channel. If you are a teacher, and which digital platform you were using, so we are getting Google Classroom maximum. Yeah, even my favorite. I normally prefer Google Education Tools for everything with our students. Another thing. But it is a good 59% on Google Classroom. Then Blackboard Learn, Canvas, Moodle, Edmodo, yeah, Blackboard, OpenLMS, yeah, Google Meet, yeah, fine, yeah. Microsoft Teams, very few. I think Microsoft Teams also is spreading a lot across, and Zoom, okay, fine. But Google Classroom here is used. Then we see teacher online teaching, web conferencing. Which one was that? That was Meet was very popular. Again, something that I love it a lot. I know Zoom has better advanced features than Meet, but Meet is something very user friendly, very simple, and also like data also is not much consumed as another platform. So even for students, Meet is very student friendly. At least in my environment, I have asked the students and tried and tested many other platforms, but many of them were very convenient with Google Meet. And here also we see that most of them, MS Teams, fine, good, Zoom, obviously, and Skype also. Okay. Okay, then the another response was, do you share your material? Well, fine, of course, 91%. I thought it might be 100%. All the teachers might be sharing their material in one or the another way, either F2F or blended mode. Fine, and how do you do that? Google Drive 51%, WhatsApp group 68%. Okay, fine. So WhatsApp is seems to be one of the very popular communication channel or communication link which most of the teachers used during Corona time to share the links and material also, 68. And second to the number is Google Drive, then Google Sites also is there. Yeah, fine. Teacher, do you conduct online tests? Yes, fine. 86% are conducting online tests. Very important component for online teaching or hypertext pedagogy. And it is good to see that maximum of you are doing that. Which platform, when we asked you, you told that it is Google Quiz, very popular. Well, fine, as I also use Google Education Tools. Google Quiz is one of my favorites also. 84% tell, and then we have others, Socrative, Testmos, Kahoot, Mentimeter, Moodle, Edmodo, Quizzes, offline mode, or WhatsApp also. Yeah, fine. So this is how it stands. Now, if we want to conclude something from what survey we have conducted of those who has given the response, then we can say that if I want to become a teacher into new pedagogy, the pedagogy of not the text but of a hypertext, then something that is necessarily required is having one's teacher's own space on digital platform, where personal blog or any form of learning management system or website or content sharing websites or other things should be owned by teacher himself or herself. Even if an education institute is giving us, there is not a problem with that. But what I have experienced is that when we have an institutional sharing of material and working on these platforms, we are not able to do everything whenever we want to do it. So if I want to share something, that I have to give it in advance, and then the next day when the office is open, the office will upload that on the website, and then late afternoon, or if it is a holiday, then after 2 days, my students will be able to access that material. Otherwise, it will not be there. If this web resources, that is content sharing platforms, are in my control, then anytime, very quickly, I can edit and I can upload that. But you will see that what will be required here is that these teachers of who are working in the pedagogy of hypertext, they may require some form of digital skills also to run their blogs, to run their websites and other things also. So when we are searching for such platforms which are very user friendly, when we look for such platforms, and obviously we have to say that, well, all teachers are not very good in technology. So we have to go for something that is very simple, very user friendly. And so, and it should be free also, almost free, ad free also. So we try to find such platforms where very easily, and I found that one such platform is Google Sites, where teachers can easily make their website and explore lot many things on that site, and not much of the skills are required, or blog on Blogger can be worked out also. And YouTube channel is must for everybody, for all the teachers. Having their own YouTube channel is an ultimate necessary nowadays. So either blog or website, we can go for an option. I don't want both. Okay, fine, you can have one. But YouTube channel or any platform where you share your video, where the video sharing is possible, that is must now. Now, no teachers can tell that, well, I will not have my channel, I will not share my videos. I will my teaching is a very copyrighted material. My teaching style is a patented teaching style. So I don't want anybody to copy my teaching style. But those are gone days now. In the new time, lots of openness is invited. So pedagogy of hypertext, the openness, and along with that, having all the presence of a teacher on this platform is quite necessary also. Okay, let me share my PPT slides and let us deal with some of the things there. Well, so a very interesting topic is taken by the college in collaboration with a Malaysian university. And in this, it is a pedagogical shift from text to hypertext, language literature to the digital natives. And you love to keep on talking about this topic time and again, because personally, I was dealing with lots of technological things in our classroom for quite a long time. Normally, my class is a PG class, postgraduate department. I'm in a university department. So we have to deal by and large with literature. And it was good to explore literature, in form of hypertext. Lot many teachers in language classroom were using lots of technology, but in literature classroom it was very rare, and most of the teachers were still dealing with text context idea only, text context. But text hypertext idea, and lot many things change along with that. That was something quite new also. So I would like to share some of my personal experiences also, and what we have learned and what we do. That also I would like to share in this session. So understanding hypertext, when we try to see this, understanding hypertext. The word itself, hypertext, is a system of storing images, text, and other computer files that allow direct links to related text, images, sound, or any form of data also. So we can say that any text which is having some kind of link, it is stored on some digital platform in form of visual object or auditory object, or just text, verbal or alphabetical text then also. But necessarily it has some link and it is stored on digital platform. That all becomes hypertext. And then it is a markup language, a standard markup language for documents designed to be displayed in a web browser. So again, through web browser, whatever you access is your hypertext. It is this linking element and accessible from any place. If you have internet and browser, nothing else is required. No PowerPoint is required. No other operating systems are required. If you just have the browser and internet, the text which is accessible, that text is the hypertext. Let us have a very broad definition of our hypertext. Then HTTP work as a request response protocol. It gives users a way to interact with web resources, transmitting hypertext messages between client and server. And here we can say that that happens through between teacher and taught. The transmitting hypertext between teacher and taught. That is what we see in this context here. Yeah. Okay. So this is our hypertext. So any text which I am sharing, which is in cloud, stored over some cloud platform, and it gives a link, and through that, when I am working, it is my hypertext. And I can very well understand that text, which was obviously the text in this form, and this text are as such very dead text now. Today we say that these are dead books. These books seems to be non-living being as compared to hypertext. And when I want to know about some word here, and if I habitually, because if you work on a digital platform, you get habit of tapping it again and again. Yeah? You tap it, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Now, and you want to see an image larger, and you try to zoom with your finger, but nothing happens there. So that is the thing, that our minds now are slowly and steadily being conditioned to see the screen as the screen reacting to our wishes. If I want to tap and see the meaning, from here I want to explore the word more, I go there. But this text is a dead text, and this text has helped us a lot for many years now. Many years, this text has helped human beings in the journey, right from the day that we got printing press. From that, we used this. That was the Renaissance time that we got printing press, and so almost for 500, 600 years, the printed book, the text has given us a wonderful company. But the time has come for the text to give a space to hypertext now. And time has come for us also to upgrade ourselves from text to hypertext also. So necessary things which are becoming interesting here. Yes, this was a very interesting book by Silvio Gaggi. Gaggi writes in this book, the title of the book is From Text to Hypertext, Decentering the Subject in Fiction, Film, Visual Arts, and Electronic Media. Well, Gaggi is writing about this text hypertext from the centrality of postmodernity in literature, postmodernism, deconstruction, Derrida. From that angle, he's trying to see decentering of the subject and other things also. Obviously, he has also discussed about the hypertext novels, electronic media. At the latter end in our discussion also, we are going to touch upon those topics. So he speaks about those, recognizing how the computer has enabled artists to create works of fiction in which readers themselves become decentered. Gaggi also observes the impact of literature created on computer networks, where even the limitations of CD-ROM. Now you can see that, well, CD-ROM is bygone age. The young generation don't know what is CD-ROM also. CD-ROM are lifted, and the notion of individual authorship may for all practical purposes be lost also. Now, those who are on the other side of this, if you have studied in your master's English literature, and you might have gone through the theories, and then you might have come across Rolla Barthes, author is dead. So in that context also, in reader response theory, author was dead. But in a computer era, in a hypertext era, in a different way, authorship is dying. And now we are moving into a digital time in such a way where how do we identify the reader-centric, because reader also is decentered. But we don't want to see only in the context of postmodernity. We want to see in context of pedagogy, in context of teaching and learning. So, well, pedagogy in the digital era, in this context, when we recall Gaggi and try to see this, the very tenet of digital pedagogy, if we can use this term, digital pedagogy, makes the subject unstable, fragmented, and decentered. Now, this subject here is our core content. It is the teacher and the taught. That is our subject. Now, all these three things, our core content, that is material, we as a teacher who are the middleman in between the material and the taught, the receiver, all they have become unstable, fragmented, and decentered. And Corona time has made us feel this very well, that how we all were struggling to have engagement with learners, how we all were struggling to have eye contact with our students. Most of the students would keep their cameras off, as it is right now also, that most of the participants normally keep the cameras off. And so you all know, you all might have spoken in one of the other events and webinars, that it is something like you are just speaking in an empty room. You were up till now habituated to speak when somebody is present. And what were we doing when we were reading them? We were speaking with them. We were reading their faces. We were reading their body language. And now we realize that face reading and body language, gestures, it played a very important role in the pedagogy of face-to-face teaching and learning. So very less research might have been done in this aspect, that how far the facial expressions, the gestures, the body language of the learners plays a vital role in motivating or demotivating the teacher or the speaker. Rarely you find such research being done, but now we all have felt that this is very significant, very important. And when there are no faces, faceless teaching started happening, then we really missed those expressions on the faces. Those eyes when they used to glow, the eyes which were curious to know, the eyes which were responding that, oh, they got something, they have a question. We were reading the eyes and we were making the questions. We were sensing the questions. We were feeling the questions in the classroom. Everything we have seen that fragmented, unstable. All three of us are decentered in this context. This decentering of learners and the notion of teachership may, for all practical purpose, be lost. Hence, we need to be in search of our own pedagogical models, and we all will have to find that. Now, what should I do? Before we will get some good model, like Bloom will give some kind of model, or Maslow will give some model, and we will work on that. It is a time in digital pedagogy that each and every individual teacher will have to be in search of their own pedagogical models. Something that handy we have right now is something like blended learning, flipped learning, mixed mode classroom setup. These are something that we have, and we have to work out on this. So if I am asked that what is your pedagogical model for the hypertext idea or digital era, digital pedagogy, then I would perhaps suggest that it can be something like something like this. Let me come to this model. I'll come to this model, but because there is a gap between to touch upon our objective of this FTP also here. So let me touch upon this very core objective of our FDP. This that was it was suggested that in this FDP, the participants will have this kind of an idea to teach language and literature to students unaltered from its essence, through online mode, to explore some innovative ways of teaching in online platform to make the student involved better in classroom activities. This is there. But well, when I was reading this, I realized that this is one of the very toughest thing to do. That to teach anybody that unaltered from its essence, which was the face-to-face mode, very difficult to have the same element of engagement, very difficult to have the same amount of learning outcome, which in face-to-face we were doing in online mode. It is nearly impossible. After trying so many things, you will come to the conclusion that it is very tough, and you just have to change your pedagogy. You have to change the definitions of your learning outcomes in that context. So, well, but let us try to see that to what extent we can reach to get that essence in our online mode. Very tough challenge indeed. Yeah. So, well, I would like to see this kind of pedagogical model when I look for the model, and it will include both tools as well as techniques, or you can say strategies, techniques or strategies, methods also. So at the bottom of this pyramid, a very strong foundation is about content management system and learning management system. So we all should have a very strong learning or content management system. So for content management system, we can prefer for tools, we can go to Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive or Dropbox or any such platform where we can save all kinds of material, image, video, HTML pages, or any PPTs, whatever we want to do. Everything can be preserved. That is, content can be managed at one particular place. So we require that. And learning management system, like for example, Google Classroom, as most of you are using, or any other, Moodle also is very popular. And that also is necessary, because that will be the phase through which that content will come. So if you use Google Drive and Google Classroom as tools, then they will merge together very well. And Google Classroom will organize, learning management system will organize your content and give it in a proper way to the learners. It will make it more user friendly. So content management system and learning management system, very strong foundation we require. So one tool and how to use, that is the technique part of both the things. Second is digital communication links, DCL, digital communication. So most of you are using WhatsApp, as we got the response. WhatsApp is there. Telegram also people are using. I would rather prefer to have a group, email group of people, and that also, for example, if you are using Google tools, Google Classroom, Google Meet, Google Blogger, Google Owns, YouTube also. So if you are just going with one package of one platform, then the easiness for the learners is you have to remember only one username and password, and that solves the problem. But in that capacity, you should prefer to have Google Groups. Google Groups are very helpful in communication things. You just have to remember one email ID, and you ask everybody to join that Google Group. So when you create a new Meet link in Google Calendar, and you just give one email ID of Google Group, everybody in their Meet will get the notification that you have this class, this meeting at this. You don't have to invite everybody personally. You don't have to remember everybody's email ID also, and everybody's email IDs are not open. When we use WhatsApp or other form of groups, then everybody's email IDs are open, everybody's WhatsApp numbers are open, and that is not good for privacy. For privacy concern, it is not good to reveal. If they want to reveal, it is fine. Otherwise, the students, some students may not like their personal numbers or email IDs are revealed to others. So DCL, we have to think of privacy of our learners, and we can go for the group email IDs like Google Group, where it can help us at multiple levels. But that is a very necessary component. Then synchronous and asynchronous. One is teaching, another is learning. Synchronous teaching. This point is very important here, that whenever pre-COVID time, we were talking about online teaching or blended learning or flipped learning. One thing we never thought, or very rarely thought, and that was to teach live. Live online teaching was perhaps never thought. So we always thought that we will meet face to face with everybody, and then online task will be given, online quiz will be given, some videos will be shared. They will watch video through Drive, YouTube, Google Classroom. Links will be shared in WhatsApp or Google Group. They will watch. So some part they will do, but again we will come face to face. Now, Corona time has told us that, well, you are not going to come face to face. Now rethink your pedagogy. Rethink. Now, even that face to face is going to be online, and that also will be like faceless face to face. The windows will be open. The students will be behind the curtain, and you will have to now deal. So synchronous teaching was very challenging task. When we started looking for tools, obviously Zoom was zooming around. Number one, very popular right now. Also, we are on that platform. And apart from that, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, WebEx, Webinar, Jam, and many platforms started emerging in this. But you might have realized that even those very, very seasoned user of technology, for so many years who were using technology, even for them, identifying these platforms and work on an online platform was very challenging. And we all have to learn a lot that how these platforms are behaving, and how we have to, because we have to teach how to use this platform to our students also. Now we all are so trained nowadays. We are so trained that you don't have to tell other people that mute, unmute, share, don't share, put on your camera, don't put on your camera, put your questions in chat. Now we all know, we all are aware about many of those things, and we are now disciplined, more disciplined now on digital platform. I remember in last month of May and June, we have done one international webinar and one national webinar, and like this group, length and breadth of India, and around 12 countries, people participated. But we have seen that some people are on the bike, in the car, camera is on, and they are roaming here and there, lots of sound coming on, lots of clutter, and people are just sleeping in their bedroom, eating, talking, camera is on. So lots of misbehavior. Because we were not aware. We were not aware about the synchronous online meeting. But we have learned a lot. We all have learned a lot. Again and again, I tell, thanks to Corona, that it has taught us wonderful lessons in a very significant way. So that is synchronous, and these are the platforms, Meet, Zoom, which we have to use, and we have to teach our students also that this is how we have to behave here. Asynchronous learning is, for example, for teachers. For me, when I'm looking for my pedagogical model, for me, asynchronous is my each and every class will be recorded and uploaded on my YouTube channel, and the link will be shared with my students. I may not keep all my classes open for all. It will not be open for public, but it will be open only for the limited group, that is my students. But it will be on my YouTube channel or my Drive, and through that it will be there. But I will see that each and every class is recorded. So those students who want to do revision, or the students who were absent, or because of network, the voice was breaking, they were not able to connect throughout the time. That is a big issue when we have like 2 hours long session. Within 2 hours, 1 GB data will be just used off. So students hardly have 1 GB per day. Then they are disconnected. They can't listen also, even if they keep camera off. So for all these concerns that we have seen, that students may be in network area, even if they are there, they have a data problem. Even they don't have a data problem, then also sometimes they can join, they cannot join. So asynchronous becomes very necessary along with synchronous teaching. And for that, a tool is YouTube. recorded video is uploaded and it can be shared with everybody. So that part is a very important component there. Along with that, along with the video that is recorded in asynchronous learning, we have to keep a PDF, a transcript, a PPT or something also is shared with everybody. Because if our videos are very long, it will be very difficult to watch entire video by students. If a class is even of 55 minutes, then also every time to watch 55 minutes of videos, it will be problematic also. So a support material in form of transcripts, auto-generated transcript, captions being recorded of audio. We are going to discuss that, how we can do that today. That or any other support material also goes along with asynchronous learning, and that can go to Drive, and through Drive it goes to Google Classroom, and through Google Classroom, through digital communication links, it reaches to our students. And finally, and very important part is online assessment. And in this online assessment, obviously we will take the quiz, multiple choice questions and other thing. Regular mode of quiz will be there. But ultimately, at the end of the academic year, our work should come out. Our students' work should come out in form of digital portfolio also. So that will be a necessary thing, and we will see today even that. Also, as a part of one example, we will see how that also we can do that. So, well, this is my pedagogical model. We all will have to be in search of our own pedagogical model or digital model for the hypertext time in which we have to deal in different ways. According to your need, you can change the things in one or the another way also. So digital pedagogy, when we look at it, looks like a salad bowl. There's so many things together in this pedagogy of hypertext. It is a kind of a salad bowl. There is obviously very important face-to-face, the traditional mode, because the process of unfolding in the classroom through board work and other activities can never be replaced by just pre-recorded videos. Pre-recorded videos cannot do this, that when you are having a live contact with other people, or when everything is unfolding slowly and steadily, board work plays a very important role. But I know most of us might have missed board work. We found a solution for that. That will be one of my, we will share that idea also. But that is one thing. In this salad bowl, face-to-face, and what was important in face-to-face? Process of teaching, learning, and that through with board work, another thing was important part. Second is flipped classroom. In flipped classroom, what should be our objective? It is something like why we flip a class, why we want a flipped classroom, why people are talking a lot about flipped classroom. That is perhaps we are in need of more questions from learners, and learners can ask us question only if they are engaged. If they're not engaged, there are no questions. So now how to engage, we again come down to that problem, how to engage the learners. We don't know whether they are listening or not. Then how are we going to engage our learners also? So again, but then what way we can find? Blended learning, every unit is blended with digital input or output. So blended learning, obviously we see in terms of teaching, in terms of students' participation. And when a teacher is using technology, it is not enough. Students also must be using a part of a technology. So what input or output they are giving in digital form is the success of blended learning also. And finally, mixed mode teaching. Now, mixed mode teaching is F2F plus online. Nowadays, as the institutes are opening now, so we have already opened now this time after the second wave of Corona. Our institutes are open, but it is open in a way like those who want to come to institute, they should come. The others can study at home. So now for teachers, it is problematic thing. The teachers will have to plan both the things together. Well, let us see what we can do in this also. So I would like to share some of the videos here. This one is the glass board, which we prepared to solve the problem of glass board writing. In online mode, we know that glass board is irreplaceable, whether you want to teach grammar or literature, mathematics or economics, statistics or any science subject. Glass board writing is very, very important thing. And so we we tried to see that this glassboard was a good solution, and it helped us a lot during this time. So our online teaching, emergency remote teaching, it was very significant. And we made this. So I'm very happy to share that this was made by us. It is very costly if you go to buy, but very simple to make it. LED strip, a glass board, you put a digital visualizer or a webcam or mobile phone on this side, and on the other side you can have, and the students can have the live learning. So this was the improvisation that we have done to solve that problem of need of face-to-face. So you are facing your learners when you are on the other side of a glass, and the students also can easily get an access to the material that is written by the teacher on this. So that was one idea that we tried. The flipped learning, we're looking for the questions, in search for the questions. So we used to flip our class even during like pre-corona times also. We used to do so. This was one of the documentation of that video, that how we are flipped learning and what we do in flipped learning task also. So majorly, like importantly, what we require is that we want many questions in our classroom. Students coming with many questions. That is what we want. So teacher will prepare a video resource and share with the students through a teacher blog or a teacher website, and students will watch the video resources, and after watching the video resources they will work in an informal environment. They can work in a lab environment, they can make their own groups, they can work together with somebody, they can have isolated learning, whatever way it is convenient to learners. They all will learn with the help of laptop, mobile phone, notebook, pen, and those things also. And then they all will, when teacher and student will meet each other, they will put their questions on the notice board, sorry, in the classroom board. So while giving the task, the teacher is making this instruction, preparing an instruction that while watching the video, you will have to raise questions from those video resources. And each and every student will come and write their question on the board, and teacher will take all the questions one by one, and the discussion will happen. So in face-to-face, there is lots of discussion and many questions are there. Students are asking and teacher is answering there. Obviously, we are not able to do all this thing in Corona time. So we shifted this very idea on Google Classroom. And in Google Classroom, a classroom comment was used where they can put the question, and we can work out in this way also. But our objective for flipped learning was very clear. And that was, we want questions from students. Even in a traditional classroom, it is very difficult to see that students come with questions. And flipped learning is a good idea. And this is how we try to deal with that problem of the questions there. We use this glassboard this is an example that how glassboard can give an effect to the learners. On the other side, the learners might have this kind of an effect when you deal with the thing. So whether you want to draw some graphics and talk, or you want to do, then this is how the learners on the other side would learn. So for a learner, it is very good to see the screen and the teacher board. There is an eye contact also, and whatever teacher is doing as a part of a board work is very significantly reflected also. So this was one of the challenges that we wanted to solve, that we can't do this, and how to solve this idea.
To explore
even
the
when
relations.
We are dealing with a literature classroom, or we have to teach any of the topic. For example, if you are dealing with a play in literature classroom, then you can also show a play in the corner. There is a glassboard also, there is a play also running, and you are also there. So many literature teachers had a great problem that you were using lots of projector and audiovisual material in the classroom. Now coming down to online, in this hypertext pedagogy, the very video resource which was so useful in literature classroom was not used significantly. But then we found this way that through OBS and Glassboard, you can have both the things together. You can play the drama also, and you can discuss the drama simultaneously. And along with that, if you have to discuss any other thing pertaining to the text, then GIF, moving pictures also can be utilized in this manner in this. So the hypertext issues were tremendous. Challenges also was there, but some of the ways which were significantly found are also here. And then, well, teaching poem also. This were some of the other videos which we prepared, but we're not going into reading at those poems or other thing right now. The platform, when we look at, which in Google Classroom, the things are there, but at that LMS platform, learning management system platform, I found that TED also is a very good platform. So our videos uploaded on YouTube can be shared via this platform. And this platform allows us to have multiple choice questions, descriptive question, and students can give their answers, some point for discussion, and finally going beyond the topic. So pedagogical ideas in hypertext, when we look at the hypertext platform, I would suggest all the teachers that at least have one lesson on this platform. It is free of cost. Go to ed.ted platform, pick up one good video, if it is good, then pick up any other video from YouTube and prepare a lesson plan and share with your learners exactly how the hypertext has to work in our classroom, either it is a language classroom or literature classroom. That one kind of an ideal example you get from TED Ed platform also. So this platform is something that I very strongly recommend to all the teachers, that once you try this, you will realize what is to deal with hypertext in our classrooms. That all we will get. Now, why I said this? Because on this platform, they mentioned the address for TED. It is ed.ted.com. Yes, ed.ted.com. Comment I am replying to, ed.ted.com. That is the platform there. So this is that when you prepare a test based on the quiz, then they will ask that at which point, timestamp, at which time in the video the answer is coming. So if student is getting a wrong answer and wants to verify with the video, then student should not watch entire video. Student should go to a specific point and only that part they are supposed to watch. That component also is given. You will find that in another quiz component also. You will find that exactly you go at that point and you can play only that part also, which is very significant for hypertext, because hypertext allows us to have lots of linking on the video also. So we need to chapterize our videos when we deal with hypertext in our classroom also. This is something very significant that we can do. Mixed mode teaching, which we started recently only in our classroom. Very recently we started with mixed mode, and mixed mode means half of the class is online, the other half is face to face, and teacher is dealing with both the groups. Teacher is dealing with both the groups there. So this is how the class runs, that you have to keep the camera to focus the teacher. Like a traditional classroom, the class is going on, but there are so many students who are joined online, and teacher has to engage both the groups. Both the groups are engaged. Now, those who are dealing with this thing, you know that audio problem, who will speak, when they will speak, how everybody will listen, everybody. A very challenging task, but there is a support now provided by many universities also. Many websites are also supporting. But this video that you are watching here, it is prepared on, or it is recorded on Google Meet, as simple as on Google Meet also you can see. And that is how the mixed mode class might run. So teacher gives instructions, and if some of the board work which is necessary, then the teacher might be doing that. And online students also might be exploring those things. About this, but there is a problem now. Here you see that you have to show your back. In Glassboard there is a benefit, and Glassboard has that advantage that you face your learners in online mode. And then when students are asking the questions, the students, when they ask the question, you make some provisions for the students to keep a microphone in the class. So when they ask the question, even the students who are online, they should be able to see the students also. That is challenging. The online students should be able to see the students who are sitting in the class, not only teacher. So a bit challenging task to do mixed mode teaching, but we are getting a good success. And now for quite some time, as soon as our universities opened up, but it has opened up in a 50% mode only. So we can't invite all the students, and that option is given to all of them to work. So some students are there who are dealing with that, and some of the students might be asking questions from online mode also, interacting with teacher and student from online mode also. Some from in a physical mode also they interact, and obviously teacher is there to deal with both the groups simultaneously also. So that is a bit challenging, but this is one of the answers of dealing now when we are dealing with the things in a different context also. Okay, so that is one part of the things which I wanted to share with everybody here. Moving to my second part of the things. There are a few other challenges also that we face, apart from this finding a pedagogical model, blended, flipped and mixed mode. Apart from that, the other things also we have to solve, or we have to face as a challenge. In the case of teaching and language, this was again from the brochure of our international FDP. Very important thing was this, that when we teach language, then pronunciation, stress, modulation are considered to be key things. Yeah? Students may find it difficult to understand the right word pronounced by the teacher and the essence of linguistic unit. Well, very interesting objective and very tough, very difficult also again to find an easy answer. We also all have to try it out, several things. Though now we have this podcast kind of a thing, audio exchange and other things are there. But the challenge to this was poor network. When network is low, then the voice is breaking on the other side. When the teacher is speaking, and when you're trying to understand those things, or when the student is speaking and teacher is trying to evaluate the linguistic components of the student, then if on the student side network is low, then voice is breaking, and then you tend to speak very fast. You are not natural then. You try to see that, well, let me quickly say, I stress unnecessarily when I am worried about the network issues. One of the way to solve this problem, but it's not the final answer, but what we tried to solve this issue was that we went for captions, the captions which can be recorded and can be referred later on. So when a teacher is speaking something and student on the other side is not able to get everything from teacher, then at least they keep their captions on, and that captions, if you are able to read the captions later on, then you can at least get an idea that what was spoken. That idea can be solved. So you can't test language through this, but if students are facing a problem of getting everything from a teacher, then this caption. So if you are using laptop and Chrome browser, then you can have live caption in the browser also. When you deal with any of the platforms, if you keep this open, then the browser will support the captions. Live captions will be supported by the browser, and that can also work. So that is one option. You can go to setting, advanced live caption, it will work there. But we know that captions are there for a while, then they are lost. Then we found another way in Meet. In Meet, when we are working on Meet, and if you install Meet transcript or Tactic or Scribble, added what we call it, this added apps, if we install in our extensions, if we install this extensions in our browser, and when we are working on Meet, then automatically in Google Drive, the entire thing that is spoken will be transcripted, and each and every class will be auto transcripted. Now that transcript can be shared with the learners, and they can read that. If they're not able to have a good data to watch even the recorded videos, then the transcripts can be easily accessed by the learners also. So we work with mid transcript, Scribble, Tactic, and it works very interestingly, and it was very useful to the learners also. So to some extent, we are able to solve the problem of network issue and transcripting, auto-transcripting all the speeches of students as well as teachers also. Now, if I am doing the language analysis, or even if I am trying to evaluate the speech of the students, then also this transcript helps a lot. Whatever they are speaking is recorded, and then I can go through the transcript and I can find it. One of the parameters we can keep in our rubric that how well the transcript is going to identify your pronunciation will be the parameter of passing you also. So you have to speak in such a way that this machines are identifying your speech sound and is easily able to convert it into a proper transcript. It can be one of the parameters in rubric also. Well, so that was there. This also was a good, when you use Google Drive, then there is a voice typing feature given there. And if we use voice typing feature, then also this issue about the linguistic components can be sorted out in a variety of ways. So students can be asked to speak, record their voice, and send us the transcript, which can help us to see that how well they have pronounced, and it can be very good for self-learning also. Engaging learners in a collaborative platform was another challenging task, that whether it is language activities or the thing, how can we engage our learners in this way? And here I would like you also to get engaged for a while. I will share a couple of links with all of you and would request you to join me. I'm sharing the links here in the chat. I am giving one link here. This is the link of a Google Doc. Let me put the link in the chat here. And I would request you to, if you have another device, it will be good. If you work on laptop, then it will be even better to join. But I request you to join this platform and try to do this. Later on, you can watch this video also. Later on, right now, you can just log in to the link that is given, and let me make it open for all, so you all can also join the link without further problem. Yeah. Let me get the email address of all the participants. Right now, you might be getting the message that the access is denied. I am opening up the access. Access denied message might be coming on your screen. I'm just picking up the email ID and sharing with the email IDs of everybody. You will get another notification also in the email, and you can that link will be open for you if you are joining through this link. If you are joining through the email ID which you have registered with this seminar, you will be able to join. Okay? So let us wait and see how many of you are coming here on this Google Doc to see. The challenging task, how to engage the learners with language activities, and how you can use something as simple as Google Doc. Yes, we have first participant, second one is there, third one is there. Yeah, you can also see that those who are coming, we can also see their profile pictures here, because I have kept it open only for a limited group, not for everybody, so I can easily identify who are coming here and what they are doing. If I keep it open, then it will be anonymous login, and I will not be able to identify my students. If I want to identify the students, then don't keep it open, but share with the email group. The group idea is a good idea for this, or this way also. So you will find here that there is a small activity. You can quickly do this activity also, describe the picture and write imaginary dialogues between these two people here, and there is an activity. So one person can start writing in one column. Yeah, Manisha Ghosh is writing in first column. So I would request another person to go to the second one, third one, or you can start with seventh, eighth one also. Yeah? So once one participant's work is not deleted by another one. Go to the second, third. If you see somebody typing there, yeah, this picture describe, yeah, Manisha Ghosh is typing there. Yeah, yes, Manoj Nanda also is typing at number 2. So yeah, please, I would suggest everybody, those who are there on the other side, for a while leave your task. We know that in our offices we are doing multitasking. Lot many things are happening simultaneously. So on one corner the mobile phone is speaking something and we are engaged with another thing. But for a while, I suggest you to come here for some time, divert your attention from any other work that you are doing for some time, and come to the Zoom meeting. The link is given in the chat and also shared in email, and would suggest you to do this activity. I could not get the link. Yeah, somebody's posted as a message there. Okay. I don't receive. Okay, here I have given in the chat, the link is given. So from there, are you able to access that? Let me keep it open. Okay, let me open it for all. So through this link also you can access it. Okay? Let me make it open. I'm opening the restrictions. Anyone with the link can be editor. Okay, I'm changing the editing rights now for everybody. So permissions are updated now. Everybody who has got the link in the chat, the link is given. So from the chat, you can pick up the link and you can access this. Again, I am posting the link in the chat. Yes, now I kept it open. So even if you have not received email from the chat, visit the page and start. Yeah, good. Yeah, Sandhya Shetty is also doing one. Sundaram, yeah, is also typing. Yeah. So now see, this is what we see, that as a teacher, I am remotely located, but I can see, yeah, still somebody saying no link here in the chat. I have put the link. Is it not? Okay. Yeah, I think it is going as a direct message to only one participant. Okay, I'm posting it again for everyone. Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you for reminding. Yeah, yeah, now it is for everyone. Yeah, now everyone got the link. Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you, Shalini and Mr. Don. Yeah, okay, fine, you got it. Yeah, but by mistake it was posted to only an individual message. Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, be quick. Yeah, we are saying that anonymous, now anonymous kangaroo is there because I have put it open for everybody. Yeah, they have anonymous kiwi also now. Yeah, so that is a limitation. When I'm doing with the classroom, then I want who is working. Yeah? That is necessary, but when I keep open, then I get a limitation. Okay, but fine. This is a very interesting way things are going on. And then you can come to the next part also. And those who have completed the first part, you can start dealing with the second part. There is a third part of this activity also. No need to go up till the last part. No need to go to story writing. Just first, second part you can deal with. Yeah. Well, so we see that many of you are there. Around 10, 12 participants are there online, and you are, yes, responding. Yeah, Deepa, Anand, yeah, Mr. Vijay, Priya is there doing the work. Sandhya Shetty has written almost 4 lines. Very interesting dialogue. Yeah. Husband, hello, will you please help me? Yeah, my pleasure, dear. And very interesting dialogue. Yeah. Then yeah, okay. So now see what happens here is that if I am in a traditional classroom, I have to walk in the rows and I can still watch a few students on. Whereas here I can watch the entire class, that what the entire class is doing, that I can observe. And if they are making some mistake, I can quickly give an instruction to them also. So that is this is, yeah, a good one. Yeah, very interesting way. Everything is emerging, and the entire worksheet is getting filled also. Yeah. So here we have Mr. Yeah, Manisha. Miss Manisha is typing. Yeah, in the second activity also. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, no, so this is one of the very interesting solution to engage the learners while we are having synchronous learning. This can be synchronous also, and it can continue in asynchronous also. Later on also, students even after the class can complete the worksheet. And then next day, again, we can discuss the same worksheet in synchronous and asynchronous class. And editing this work collaboratively is always very good. For example, if I see here, the one option, outfit, there is a space between out and fit, and there is a blue line showing a grammar or spelling error. So when I click on that, it says outfit. So we can collectively discuss this in the class and we can correct this. So Google Doc is helping us in learning language also to some extent, in spelling error, in sentence structure errors. It also is helping, and that also can be discussed with the learners. And so then next time our learners will go to Google Doc and rectify their language and learn also from that what simple mistakes they are making there. Very interesting. We got lot many words. If you see here that so many the language that is generated here, so many words we got here. Yeah. So if I see the word count, then almost in no time 399 words are generated in this activity. So we are always happy to see that more and more words are generated, language is generated in our classroom, and more language is generated. We are more happy to see that there is an engagement from our learners' side. Similarly, there is a next activity now. I'm again sharing another link with everybody, and in this second activity, the second activity, let me share a link. And then I will add, I will make it public itself. So very quickly, if you all can access it. Okay, let me make it public and then I will go there to see. Okay, I'm sharing the another link with all of you. Second, this is a spreadsheet in Google Drive, spreadsheet in Google Drive. And I am sharing the link even in our chat also. Just within a minute, I am sharing a link. Let me make it open for everybody as an editor. Yeah. Okay, I'm sharing the link in our chat. Okay, again, it is going to an individual message. Okay, everyone in the things, and there is a spreadsheet link that I am sharing with all. Okay, I hope you might have got, yeah, okay, with everyone, the link I have, yes, I have started getting people here. Yeah, Manisha Ghosh is there, the first to enter in this, and two anonymous. And again, we have Deepa Anand here. Yeah, Priya also is there. Yeah. Okay. Yes, so fine. So that's a active passive voice, and in spreadsheet we have prepared a colored document. So we can give some very interesting visual appeal to our worksheets also. Visual, colorful appeal to our worksheets can also be given rather than making it only dull. So this and it's a simple activity, not very difficult. Some examples are given in Formula 1 to convert active into passive and passive into active, and then the participants are asked to work on that. So you can just read and start typing in some of the columns, some of the things, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like doing, you can do this in this activity also. Yes, yeah. So we are seeing people who are typing. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah. Yes, it can be a group activity. You ask students to make their active sentence and then convert it into passive sentence. We can give them a subject, verb, and object, and we said that, well, make the sentences like Ramesh passed the exam, Ramesh ate at the apple, Kiran writes a poem, so Mitra writes a poem, Ramesh writes a poem, and that can be worked out. So from one group of sentence, a very famous example from Wren and Martin grammar book, a very old old school grammar book. Many of you might have studied in your school days, Wren and Martin grammar. So this kind of structural grammar was taught to us in those contexts, and we are dealing with those things also. So from those activities we can work out with the help of spreads. Now this is all hypertext. These are hypertext modules. The links are there. Everybody remotely working on this, and you can say that this was there in that textbook also. It was in a text also, but in a text it was not interactive. In hypertext it is interactive. In hypertext it becomes very interactive also. Yes, so fine. Some 10, 12 people are there working on this. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, R. Rajeshwari. Yeah, this tool is very simple and it works with mobile phones. Simple Android mobile phone. You know, in India, normally people use Android mobile phone. So Google Drive, simple things. In mobile also, it supports mobile also in a very significant way. So for a language part, this is a very significant, simple tool. You don't have to go for any high-end kind of apps. There are innumerable apps. And sometimes we are just lost in the apps. And so it becomes very difficult for us to narrow down ourselves to some simple tools. So when we are looking for tools and techniques, we have to see that what is simple that now is not consuming my time as a teacher, as well as my learner's time only in learning tool. We waste a lot of time in just learning the tool on. So we have to go for a simple tool and the best of the result that we can get from that also. Okay, so this was the video which we worked on this. It was an online things where we were working on this. And we prepared this video also, the tutorial also. It was an online session where the things were going on there. But it worked well. I kept this video here as one of my backup plan that in case no participants are engaging them, and if they're not doing any activity, then how will I prove that what you can do with this? But luckily, we are very fortunate that this group has a very active members. So you responded very well. So we all can see that it is in a very significant way. It can be done also. So, but this was my backup because we had an experience in sometimes very dull group also where nobody is doing anything. You keep on telling them that do something, log in here, come here, but nobody comes. So then there is a fiasco. Your entire show will tumble down. So this was a backup plan that I was, but then you all worked. So there is no need to show and discuss this video now here. Okay, so we move to the next column here. And this is about also doing very interesting activities using Glassboard also. So when we use the Glassboard for the things, class, and we can do many activities, like if you want to use this stick people, and if you are teaching walking, running, girl, boy, who cares attitude, dancing, speaking, thinking, then stick people can be used, and a little bit of skill in drawing some simple things can help us make our teaching through Glassboard also quite interesting also. As there is one question in the chat that can I throw some more light on the concept of Glassboard? How does it work? Well, it's a very simple thing. There is a simple glass. There's a simple glass, the glass which we use in our window pens or on tabletop glass or any simple glass, it is there. And there is the LED, white LED light surrounding the glass border, white LED light. Now it is through this white LED light that the light goes inside. There is so the entire Glassboard is full with light. That is, LED light is going inside from all the four sides. So you have to have that strip of LED, white color LED, not colorful one around it, and the light is filled. And then you have to use, for example, let me come down to this part. Yeah, these are some ideas which I'm taking, that what we can do and how we can engage our learners in different capacities with this. So we can play some of the board games also. There are lots of interesting board games. This is Hangman's game which we can play this. And the pen is something like this. The pen that we use is the glassboard marker. This is one company which is also giving a very significant pen. This is Expo neon pen. So this pen, the ink is little bit shining also. We can also use simple marker pen. Simple highlighter also can be used, but simple highlighters may not give a better result as this pen are giving. So glassboard writing pen, if you search it on Amazon, you will get this. Expo is one of the companies. Many companies are there which are providing such kind of things also there. So only that, nothing else. You give power on, LED gets on, and you start dealing the thing. Technical problem. One technical problem will be there that this on the other side there is a reverse image. There is a mirror image. So where you are writing, you are seeing it clearly. The other side, that is camera, is watching the reverse image. You know, when you write on a glassboard, the other side is a mirror image. So what happens here is that you have to use one tool, that you have to flip the camera. When you use this, there is a feature given in a camera, there is a flip it. So the camera will flip. Here you will see as if I am a left-handed. Actually, I am a right-handed, but here it will show left-handed. But you have to flip the camera there. Now, when you are doing pre-recording and then working on any software, then you can do flip. OBS also will do flip, or any other video editing software will do the flip. But when you are live, then it will be challenging. Live class or live session to conduct in this way will be very tough task. So what one can do is that use DoE-MKBU. DoE-MKBU is an app which can be installed in mobile phone and in laptop also. And DoE-MKBU will allow you to flip your screen. So you keep your mobile phone as a webcam, use the DoE inside it, flip it, and the live thing will be going in a clear way also. So this also was very engaging to play several board games, which we normally used to play in our classroom environment, but we're not able to play in online platform also. Yeah, spelling, which spelling you are asking for? Yeah, yeah, okay. The DoE-MKBU. Yeah, I'm just putting in the chat. Yeah, okay. DoE-MKBU. DoE-MKBU, and the paid version of the DoE-MKBU is DoE-MKBU X, and a lifetime purchase in around 400-500 rupees gives some additional features. DoE-MKBU X in mobile Android, and in laptop you can have. So I hope that is fine. Yes, Sandhya, Miss Sandhya, is it okay? Yeah, no interface, no output, nothing. It is live. So in Glassboard, there is no app, no technology is required. In Glassboard, no other technology, nothing. Just a camera, and we'll start viewing it. So no app and no other interface, nothing is there. It's very simple and very interesting thing. Yeah, okay. So DoE-MKBU. Okay, so that is the thing to flip when you use your mobile as a webcam. It is very useful also. Okay, so that was language part, language component and language part we were dealing with in the hypertext issues and new pedagogy. Now coming to literature part, because both the components are in our FDP. Can a teacher provide the very quintessence of a poetry, prose, novel, drama, and short story to the students in an online class? These are the sentences and questions taken from our brochure. Are the students able to understand the language and adore the literature as it is written by the writer human in an online mode of teaching? Yeah, it's very, very tough. Yeah. So very well, it is good to see that those who thought of this FDP, you have thought quite deeply about language and literature both. And you have said that, well, these are real concerns. Very difficult. The quintessence of what we do in poetry in face-to-face mode is again very difficult. Very difficult. So we try to come to near to that idea. I try to see that how we can make it engaging in different capacities also. As I go into some examples, I will just have a tea also. This is the afternoon time, a normal tea time there. And had I been there personally, then I would have taken snacks, nasta, tea, and then started the session. But now it is all on the on us, on the guest. Online is good for the guest. Online is very good for the hosts. It is very good. You don't have to take care at all of the guest. As soon as there is 4 o'clock, you switch it off and the guest is gone. If it is personally, then you will have to take care of lot many things. Taking the guest to the guest house, the tickets, the travel, the food, and lot many things. You require 1 or 2 people engaging themselves with the guest only. And online is good. You click a button, the person is there. You click a button, he is gone. I will just have a few sips of tea also in between. I hope you won't mind this. I don't know if you are also having a tea on the other side, because I can't see you through the camera. Your cameras are off in that way. Well, fine. So in literature, what we see, now we need to clarify again that when we deal with literature, we are dealing with English literature. And there is a kind of a foreignness attached with English literature, which is not attached with our regional literature. For example, I am from Gujarat, and if I deal with Gujarati literature, I may not require technology as such, the way I require it for English literature. Or if you are dealing with your own local language, Tamil language, Malayali language, Marathi, or any of those local language, regional language, then you may perhaps least require technology. But because there is cultural anonymity with English language, it is coming from a Western world, which has a different social code of conduct, which has a different kind of religious inconspicuousness also. We may say that, well, there are Christians in India also, but then still, the Christians in India, they are located in a different culture and society. So even if you follow a Christian religion, then also in a different way, you would be following that religion. Then the people in the West might be following the Christianity. Mythical aloofness. India also is very rich in myths, but when it comes to English literature, if we do not have a command over Greek mythology, and then we are just blind. We can't get the sense of literature if we are not good, and it is very difficult for us to get command over the Greek mythology. So mythical aloofness, difference in shared collective unconsciousness, a geographical remoteness, historical distance, lot many things are there. And so what happens, and how the hypertext helps us in solving many of the problems in our classroom, pedagogical. And well, this is not only Corona time, but even beyond Corona time, we were used to do and see this. One example, when suppose I am dealing with this poem in my classroom and I'm doing textual reading of the poem, solemn and grey, the immense clouds of even pass on their towering and perturbed way, and I'm going on. Yeah? Well, rhythm, that is fine. I can also deal with rhyme, prosodic elements and the thing. But I get struck at one point that I'm not able to open these words in poetry, in new critical reading of a poetry. Each and every word has to open. Each and every word should open. But here, when I came to these words like Hawthorne's smile, like milk splashed down. It's like there is a simile there, but Hawthorne's smile. Now we are also dealing with another literary text that is written by Nathaniel Hawthorne. So when we asked the students, they thought that Hawthorne must be somebody, some human being. Hawthorne must be some human being, and his smile is connected with milk splashed down, but still somebody's smile, milk splashed down, it is not getting connected. That imagery is not still getting connected. Then there was another one, Noon's Blue Peter. Well, students told that this seems to be like there is a waning day, it was evening day. So it is a kind of a nature poem. So noon must be afternoon, and noon is personified, and noon has a blue pitcher in the hand. That is something that you can do that. Well, we said fine, but still I was not satisfied. So I went to Google and I asked Google this question, that what is this? The simple Google image search, hypertext. Google search engine is a hypertext. And here is your traditional text. You are taking your traditional text to the hypertext. And what you get is that I got this image. And here I realized that on green meadows, the hawthorns are the shrubs, and the hawthorns shrubs, they get white flowers. They get white flowers. So if I am a cloud, if I'm going above the air, then I'm like I'm in an aeroplane. And if I'm looking down, then I will visualize that on a green meadow, there is a splashing of milk, white milk. So Hawthorne is giving that imagery. But unless I don't know, I know this, that if I am up above in the sky, like a cloud, and I'm looking down, there's a green meadow, hawthorns are shrubs, and the shrubs have a white flowers. How can I open this point? So how, when reading the literary text, how the Google search engine, which is linked in an HTTP way, HTML way with lot many other resources, is helping me to open up my text. Hypertext is a key which opens up my text here. But this was not solving the problem. There was still a greater problem, and the other problem was that what is this Noon's blue picture? And when I searched for that, I found that, well, Suzanne Noon is a painter. Noon is the last name. Hawthorne is not the last name, but Noon is the last name. And she has painted a blue picture. And in that blue picture painting, the flowers are splashing out. Flowers are splashing out. So now almost impossible to reach to this, that this poet is referring to somebody's painting. Now, how can we reach if we do not have an access to hypertext or Google search or the reverse search into the internet? That how can, and this image, now this image also is an art. If this image is not available in hypertext mode, how will I be able to open the traditional text that is with me? So how we are connecting, and how we time and again we'll have to go to Google image search or any other image search and try to verify that what I am reading is proper or not. And I need to change my pedagogy. I mean, I don't have to read only the text now. Even if I'm doing a traditional text reading in my face-to-face class, I have to keep a laptop open. And I have to keep on asking laptop. I have to tell my students that, well, keep necessarily Google or some search engines open and keep on verifying and looking that what we are doing here. Are we reading it properly or not? So this was very challenging and very tough thing there. Another lesson that we can plan with the help of this hypertext is this, and that is where artsandculture.google.com can be of great help to us. artsandculture.google.com. So if I am dealing with one of the poems, and in that poem there is a reference to the myth of Icarus and Daedalus. Icarus and Daedalus myth. There is a reference, and I can give a task, a web quest task can be given to the learners, and we can say that, well, these are your keywords: fall of Icarus. Go to this website, artsandculture.com, and you search fall of Icarus, and what you will learn. Our learning outcome is that you should understand the myth, then how mythical technique is used in the poem, how you connect that myth with the meaning of the poem. And along with that, if you are teaching deconstruction, Derrida, post-structuralism, then the theoretical concept of decentering the center, deconstructive reading also needs to be clear. So you have such a kind of a varied learning outcome. You are expecting this outcome there. Well, let us go to this website and see. So this is, for example, the website. This is the website arts and Google, artsandculture.google.com, and this button, the search button, is something very important for hypertext. As I told you that in traditional text we don't have a search button. If I want to search something, I have to just go through all the pages. There is only index and there are page numbers to search the thing, nothing else. But in hypertext, the search is very important. So the keyword is fall of Icarus. This is what my students are also going to do. They will search fall of Icarus, and they will get this 3 prominent image. Another thing, now it will be interesting to see whether they are going to the right place or not. If they click this image here, if they click watch Icarus falling, now see how this text is working. Yeah? I just have to scroll down. There is a down button here, and I just scroll down, and this page is very, very interactive page. Artsandculture.google.com they have prepared. So when I am just scrolling my mouse, this is the wireless mouse I have here, and I'm just scrolling the mouse, and the image is going up. I'm just scrolling, and I see that the full picture And then there is a button to go down. It is again zooming in, auto zooming in. I'm doing nothing. I'm just clicking next. And the next is telling me to the zoom to one character. And then there is a text. They made their wings from bird feathers they found on the ground. They stuck the feathers together. So there is a story going on, the understanding of myth there. And then enjoying this, his flight, Icarus flew close to the sun. So this is how the image is moving. Two men on the river's edge watch the scene. The man on the horse is telling the seated fisherman, look at Icarus falling. And then, so the other two people there, and that is how this entire image also is explained. The understanding of the myth is done there. If you go into the another search, then if you go to this search result also works in a very interesting way. Here there is a sideway button. So when you click next, on keyboard, or you go there, you get this image. This is another painting of the same fall of Icarus. This is known as landscape with the fall of Icarus. And here again, I'm going next. I'm doing nothing, just clicking next. Now see how I am zoomed into a part of a painting which in a way was invisible. I tried this many times with our classroom students, that do you see this image in any connection with fall of Icarus? They said no, it seems to be a landscape. It seems to be a farmer working there, some sheep there, there is a shepherd there. It has nothing to do with Icarus and Daedalus. It is nothing there. I said that look in the corner, look in the margin, don't look at the center, but decenter your way of looking and look in the margin. And when you look here, you find somebody has already fallen. And then suddenly this clip also is giving some video lessons also along with that. So it is hyperlinking many things together. But a very interesting and ideal lesson that arts and culture.google.com, they have prepared this, and you realize this. So what we learn here is that this is one of the best example of understanding decentering the center, reading the margins, and not only look at the center, but look at the periphery, because here our answer is on the periphery. And this explains the very Derridian concept of decentering the center also in a very interesting way. So that was the aspect of looking or referring to some ready-made hypertexts to support our textual teaching in the classroom also. So these are some of the images of that also. Moving to the final part of my presentation, last part of my presentation, wherein we want to see that in literature classroom, we are now moving from creative literature to generative literature. So generative literature can be defined as the production of a literary text done by algorithms, artificial intelligence, and machines. So we were thinking for quite a long time that, well, everything machines will be able to do, but machines can't write poetry. Machines will not be able to write poetry. That was what we used to say. Literature cannot be created by robots. But well, we have reached to a time where, well, computers are writing poems now, and they are writing poems so significantly that it will be very difficult for us to identify whether this poem is written by a human or by a machine, by a robot. I will share one link, and we'll take a test also. If you doubt whether this can happen or not, then we will take a test whether the poems can we identify a poem written by a machine very easily or not, or it is somewhere challenging for us. I'm sharing one Google form link in the chat, and very quick, there will be 4 or 5 questions. You just have to click whether that poem, according to you, is written by a human, or is it written by a robot or a machine. Yeah, the link, I have shared a link, and when you will open the link, you will see this. You will get to this poem written by a human or a computer. That is what you have to identify in this. Yeah. So very quickly come to this, and just give your email ID, so you will get an automatic reply. If you want to check everything, then some links also you will get, hypertext you will get So give correct email ID. So auto-generated email you will receive, and where you will read something more, which we are not able to discuss right now, but later on you can read. Also, small poems are there. You need not to read lot many things, and just have to click whether it is computer or human. What do you think, whether this poem is written by a computer or by a human, and then submit this option. Yeah. So I request everybody again, if you are again got engaged with something else, then please come back here again for a while, for just 5 minutes, and give your responses, very quick responses to this, so we can have a look at what you are doing. Yeah? Yes, so we're just waiting for your responses, very quick responses. Yeah. Yeah, email ID you have given here. No, there is no need to give email ID here. Give email ID in the form. Yeah, give email ID in the form, so you get a correct answer to what you are submitting there. So give a correct email ID in the Google form and start submitting. 2 of you have already submitted. Yeah, 3 of you now. Yes, very quick responses we have started receiving. Yeah, I think the email ID I am reading: Scholar Gypsy, Deepa, Blacky, Raji. Yeah, 3. Okay, now more I am receiving now. Yeah. Yes, many of you have started giving quick responses. So you will get an email with interesting links. Yeah, Mayura has given. Yeah. Neetu also we have received. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. Many of you, Kamal also, Esther also, we are receiving your responses there. Okay. Thank you all. We wait for just 1 or 2 minutes for a very quick responses, and just you have to identify whether these poems are written or not. Okay, 1 wrong, the rest correct. Yeah, fine, that is good. Dr. Manoj Nanda failed only at 1 attempt. The all other things got it correct. Yeah. Yes, yeah, okay, and then we'll see the responses also, and then we'll quickly have a look at the responses also. So our point we are seeing is that we are moving towards now a generative literature. At that point we are trying to see, and we see that how things are getting confusing about the poems or literature written by human beings and by the algorithm, artificial intelligence, how they are creating the literature also now. Yes, many responses we are receiving. Yeah. Yes, very quick responses we have now for many from the many participants. Yeah, a good way. Things are going on very fast here. Okay, as you are responding, let me wait for a few more minutes here. Yes, very interesting responses we are getting. We'll see the result. Result is very interesting. The overall result of our responses is very interesting to study here. Yes, okay. So to save our time, you can go on giving your responses. I'll start discussing also. Let me share the screen again, and yeah, okay. Well, so we have many responses. Also, a few responses are from the another group also here. So both the responses we have merged together in this. And we see now, see the first poem. The first poem, 54% said human, which the poem is written by computer. Now see, that is that point, that as a human, we think that this poem must be written by a human being. But no, it is not written by human being. It is written by computer. So 45% said computer, but 54% said that this poem seems to be written by the human being. Then this poem, okay, fine. Most of you got it right. Only 24% said computer. The other, most of them say 75 said. So no problem. Okay, fine. We are able to identify the human poetry there. In this, it is very confusing. It is almost 50-50%. Yeah? Third poem, almost 50-50%. So it is very confusing. So this shows that the things are not that easy to identify whether the human, because we know that dadaism, the modernist poets, the postmodernist experiments with poems, and in all those things, the poems are written in such a complex structure that is very difficult for us to read and comprehend. It seems like this is a hodgepodge kind of a thing which only robots can do, no human beings can do such a thing. Yeah, so but this is that poem. Then again here also almost 50-50%. Yes, so So you see that some of the poems written by humans and those things are quite confusing, very, very confusing, and that we see. So generative literature cannot be taken lightly. Generative literature, we need to take it in a very serious way in literature classroom. The hypertext is not only I am using the Google search engine or the thing also, but there is a new text that is coming which will be generated by hypertexts, and I will be in need of new theories to read that literature also. If you want to try generative literature, and if you want to become a poet overnight, and if you want to publish a book overnight, then go to this machine, poem generator machines, and you can generate haiku, sonnet, lyric, whatever you want, whatever form of a poem you want. Just give keywords and the poem is ready within a minute. Within one night, you will have a volume of poetry. And nobody will be able to identify that these poems are not written by human beings. Yeah? Nobody will question, because poems are supposed to be complex. Poems are supposed to be, the more the complex poem, the better it is considered. Yeah? So, but then people can try, and you can give this to your students also to try a variety of things. Right now, we can use it as a game. Let us play a game with the algorithms in literature. Later on, when it becomes very serious, we can take people for research also. There are very interesting research being done with the help of this all things. One is by Matthew Jokers in macro analysis. Then Aidan and Michelle, big data lens on a human culture also, and they have come up with very interesting reading also. Another interesting thing that is emerging in this hypertext field is about corpus linguistic. And I'm not talking about corpus linguistic for language study. I'm trying to connect this corpus linguistic with literature studies. So there is a very interesting project being taken by this university, University of Birmingham, which is known as CLICK. The project is known as CLICK, wherein the full form is Corpus Linguistics in Context. So in a given context, they try to read this text. And right now they have a project on Charles Dickens. All the works of Charles Dickens are uploaded and freely available for everybody. If you want to play and see, you want to search this or that, they have given a kind of a corpus of this. And a very interesting literary study through the corpus linguistics is given. This platform is open for everybody. So you can just bookmark this site and you can visit this thing, that how the hypertext idea is changing the dynamics of our research and reading of literature also now. A final part. The final part is the assessment part in our pyramid. The final part was the part of the assessment that we were looking for. And in this assessment part, we see that, again, I would like to share one link with all of you, and which you can watch while we discuss the things. Yeah, let me copy the link and come back to the page, and I will share it. This link in the chat, which you can watch there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I've put now. This link is about the digital portfolio. So digital portfolio is something very significant. Now, when we are dealing with hypertext in our pedagogy, we do lots of technological classroom, and so our students are also generating lots of digital material. They are writing blog, they are giving assignment in typed form to us, either in Google Drive or Google Classroom. They are preparing their video resources also. So lots of digital content is created by our students as a part of classroom activities. Now, all these things, all this work should not be wasted. We have to plan our pedagogy in such a way that all that work that is generated, produced, created by our students should go into their digital portfolios. So it is said, by Holly Clark, way back in 2015, that students should be able to curate, archive, and expand on the work they are producing in class. Today's education must help students authentically learn important digital citizenship lessons. Education must help students to internalize the core subject as well as vital digital literacy skills, such as creating their own digital web presence and learning to effectively and purposefully share their learning with the world. And this we can do with the help of digital portfolios. Digital portfolio can be of great help to us when we deal with them. So if I have to just share a few of the platform, some of you might be exploring the website and seeing that. But for around we can say 10 years, we are working on this project blended learning, and you can click on the batch year and you will find what work students do. So if you click on this batch year, and then you can come down to see the name of the students. And if you click randomly on any student's name, the student's digital portfolio will open. And this digital portfolio is the record of whatever work they have produced during their master's study in 2 years. So whatever work they have done, their academic journey, their academic achievements, everything they have put in this form here. How literature shaped me, they would be writing in their own way, and their Google Classroom performances in various charts, or web quest activities that they have done of the text that they study in as a part of their literature. Apart from this, their presentations and other thing. Let me just get to their work and we can see. Yeah, so the students whose video presentations and other things also which are done. So when they either prepare a video or when they are making presentations, the video resources and that are done, which are uploaded on their YouTube channel, and from there also it is coming on their website. So all the content which is produced and whatever the presentations that they have made in various form, everything is important. It should not be wasted away, and it should become a part of their digital portfolio, and they must be reflected in form of audio visual material on the things also. So the students will also have their own YouTube channel. The students, all the students have their own Google site we are using for a digital portfolio thing, and they have their blogs where they have submitted their assignments also. So you can click on any of the year batch, and you can randomly open the name of the students, and you can go to the digital portfolios of these students also. So this is the final, that ultimately all our work should become very significant, very important, and the students' work should not be wasted away. It should become a part of their digital portfolio. In assessment, when we think of assessment, online assessment, the best of the form of assessment is digital portfolio. If students are able to curate, archive their own work, it means that they are good enough. They know what is their work. They value their work. And there is no need to take their exit exams now. The exit exams which are taken by universities, so that what percentage they have. But if they have done all this work, that itself is the parameter that they have worked. But this all possibilities, we get these possibilities in the mode of digital spaces, where all these things are free of cost. Students don't have to waste a single penny in doing all this work. And just the time and skills, you can work wonders there. So digital era has brought in new possibilities in the pedagogy. Moving from text to hypertext ushers in unbelievable positive change in teaching learning process. Let us explore more pedagogical possibilities for the digital natives and happily sail from text to the hypertext. Yeah. So thank you everybody for your patience listening, and also being very active member in participating in some of the interactive activities also. And I'm thankful to the organizers, the college as well as the University of Malaysia for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to share some of the ideas with all of you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thanks to all the people who are giving the chat. Yeah, you liked it. That is good to see that you like some of the ideas. Thanks to Manisha Ghosh, yeah, Muhammad Sheikh, yeah, Lavanya, Dr. Lavanya Sharma, yeah, Yeah, thanks a lot. If you liked it, it's good that you liked it. Yeah. Yes, so yeah. Anybody from the side of organizers coming to wind up the session, yeah, or any questions, then also we can take a question. We still have 5 minutes left. And if there is any questions, we can. Yeah, Mohammed Sheikh is asking for the presentation. I will share my presentation. It will be, you will get it from this website. On this front page, I will put this, the presentation. It is in 3 parts. So I will put it there, and from my website, maybe by tonight, I will upload it. And so on the front page, I will put that presentation there. Thanks. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so if there is anybody on the side of organizers to wind up the session, or we can log off if there are no questions. It seems that somebody from the side of organizers might have disconnected because of some technical issues. Yeah, Sandhya Shetty is asking, how do you come to know so many Google Education forum? Okay, by exploring Google Education, if you keep on exploring, there are many tools there, and then you try several tools. So many tools you try, and then you find that, well, this is convenient for our students and for us also. First, we have to see that which tools are convenient to our students. And I have seen by doing several surveys that most of our students are using Android phones, Android device they are. So even if I will use Macintosh or MacBook or Apple phone, it will perhaps not be that useful to me, because I have to deal with the users of Android phone. And Google, we know, is very friendly with Android phones. So we narrowed down, we zeroed down to all Google tools, and they are free of cost. They are ad free, no ad, it is almost free. And we have a Google Suite also, educational suite also our university has. So we have a free access to Meet recording, to Google Classroom, and many things we have free access. So that way we started exploring one platform which is very friendly to both students as well as teachers, and then we have narrowed down. We have seen many teachers have many tools in their bucket, so many tools. But sometimes we find that many tools, and what are we going to do? If you have one good tool to take a quiz, then why don't you continue with that? Why you want 10 quiz tools only when you have to take only quiz? So that way we narrowed down, and then we wanted to see that whatever work students are doing, we want to convert it into Google site, digital portfolio. So they should be producing the material at a place where it is supported by Google sites. So that way we explored Google Education tools. Yes, YouTube idea for students. Yes, Dr. Lavanya is telling would be, yeah, it is a good idea. Yes, students. Yeah, nowadays we are giving them the task. Our last Teachers' Day also was in that way, like our students prepared a video for 10 minutes lesson, and they uploaded on their YouTube, and we premiered it on 5th September. So Teachers' Day was celebrated in a virtual mode, where students were not there physically present, but in an online mode, they prepared the video. So they all have their YouTube channel. So that's why I was surprised that still many of the teachers don't have YouTube channel. Whereas now all the students are having YouTube channels. So they have the blog, they have their website also now. So for us, for teachers, it is necessary to be into this new mode of teaching and learning. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. Thank you, everybody. Yes. Yeah. Any questions still if you want to ask? Yeah, I'm just going through the chat. Yeah, I think Dr. Poonam Nigam says there probably some technical issue on the side of the organizers, and so maybe they are not able to get to us. My contact details, I've given my website. From there, you will get all the things. Yeah, my first name, last name, .com, dilipbharat.com. And from this website, you will get all my contact details, and most of the works I try to connect with this website. Yeah, Dr. Imtiaz also is there. Thank you for your comment. Yeah, Dr. G. Priya also, thanks for your comment. Okay, so going through the chat, in case there are any questions, then yeah. Okay, fine. I don't see any questions there now. Okay, and thanks to everybody for your. Yeah, Dr. Imtiaz, I know you. Yeah. How can you know website? Yes, project blender. How? Yeah, Shalini Mode is asking, how can we work on project blending as you have? In a way, that was a project which I got as a research project from UGC. It was way back in 2010, 2009-10. I got some grants to work on project blended learning, and then project ended in a year and a half. But then we got a good result, so we continued, because now no money was required. The platforms were free. Students were having their devices. So initially we used to have laptops and other things. We have to give those things. Yeah. So we required funds. So we went to UGC. UGC gave the funds, and we set up a lab and other things. So now it is continuing. So now there is no funds are there, but we get a good result. So we continue that project, blended learning as such, and all of our students are also participating in that. Yeah, somebody speaking. You want to say anything? Yeah. Okay, so that can we log off? I think there is some problem on the side of the organizers.
Yeah, no, sir, we are here, sir. Actually,
okay,
we are listening to the
Harish
questions.
Nirmal, yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your informative session, sir. Actually, we were listening to the answers that you have been producing for the questions. So that's why we do not want to disturb you, sir, actually.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation, sir. Thank you. Is there any questions from participants? Shall we wind up with this?
We can wind up now, yeah. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir. So, sorry, a formal vote of thanks, sir. That's it. I can finish it. So, I hope the session is very informative. It gives me immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks in the second of this International Faculty Development Program. As already pointed out by Dr. B. Ajanta, we were very much honored to have Dr. Dilip Bharat, sir, head and professor of English of Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singhji, Bhavnagar University, Gujarat. Professor has given various examples and a way of teaching methods that can be followed by the teachers on this pandemic situation. Not only the methods proposed by professors can also be used for lifetime teaching practice in future digital world too. So it was a wonderful session, sir, with a practical outcome in all the methods of teaching, which also makes students lively and attentive in the classroom. I once again thank you for your concern over this faculty development program, sir, and sharing your valuable knowledge with the teaching fraternity. I thank you once again on behalf of the college management